Hello, everyone. Welcome to AI Everywhere Leaders podcast. I'm your host, Adriana, and today we're diving deep, literally, into one of the most pressing challenges of our time, marine plastic pollution, and how AI and DeepTech is providing innovative solutions. With us today, it's Sorina Uleia, CEO of Recycllux, tech company tackling marine plastic pollution through innovative AI-powered solution. Sorina is also a passionate advocate for the blue economy and serves as an ocean science and innovation advisor for the European Commission. Sorina, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Adriana. It's a pleasure to be here. Marine plastic pollution is not just a distant environmental issue. It's a very big and real crisis impacting our ecosystems, economies, and communities. At Recycllux, we believe that DeepTech can radically transform how we detect, manage, and ultimately eliminate marine plastic waste.
Sorina, thank you for being on the show. Before we explore the AI applications, I would like to know about the scale of marine plastic pollution and what led you to dedicate your career to solving this absolutely critical environmental challenge.
Marine plastic pollution is more than just an urgent environmental crisis. It's a clear sign that the plastic value chain is broken. The companies producing, using, and discarding plastic are not yet truly accountable for the waste footprint. There's a lack of transparency, traceability, and ultimately responsibility across the system. As the result, each year over 12 million tons of plastic enters our sea and oceans. That's the equivalent of one garbage truck worth of plastic being dumped into the sea every single minute. The plastics don't just float on the surface, they break down into microplastics, infiltrate food chains, damage biodiversity, and even impact human health. What's more is that the problem is accelerating. Without intervention, this amount is expected to triple by 2040. What led me to act is not just the data, it's personal. I've always been deeply connected to the sea. It's my happy place. But each time I returned, I noticed more plastic, less life. I couldn't ignore the problem anymore. With over 2 decades of experience in tech innovation and also in sustainability, I realized that I had the tools and also the responsibility to help build a solution. That's how Recycllux was born, from frustration, but also from hope. And we are using AI, satellite data, and blockchain to bring visibility, traceability, and actionability to this crisis that for long has remained hidden in plain sight.
Let's start with the intersection of technology and environmental impact. From your work with Recycllux and your role as Ocean Science Innovation Advisor, how is AI currently being deployed to address marine plastic pollution? And what makes these solutions different from traditional approaches?
That's a great question, Adriana. What's missing now is a systemic solution, one that makes plastic pollution visible, measurable, and actionable. You can't fix what you can't measure, and you can't offset what you can't verify. Our goal at Recycllux is to help companies producing, using, and discarding plastic take real accountability for their plastic waste footprint. We use AI to detect plastic hotspots via satellite data and blockchain to track every step of the cleanup process, from detection to collection, sorting, recycling, and even repurposing. What's different from the current approaches is the precision, the scale, and the fact that's truly holistic. Most existing players, they focus just on one piece of the puzzle, maybe cleanup, maybe reporting, and we bring all of it together in one integrated system that connects the full value chain. And we don't own ships or recycling plants. We are just the software layer that orchestrates detection, intervention, and reporting across the entire chain, transforming how marine pollution and plastic cleanup is handled from isolated efforts into a scalable and verifiable solution.
That's absolutely fascinating. I love your work. Can you walk us through a specific example of how AI technology is being used to identify, track, and remove plastic pollution from our oceans? What does this look like in practice?
Absolutely. So using proprietary AI models applied to Sentinel-1 and Sentinel-2 satellite data, we detect plastic accumulations only at sea. These insights feed in our intervention portal, where we dynamically match these pollution spots with local cleanup capacity, similar to how ride-sharing platforms match the drivers with the riders. By activating the local actors, the fishing vessels, the coastal NGOs, the recyclers, and the repurposing partners, and even high schools through waste to art student contests, we are building a new value chain around this hard to recycle marine plastic. All this data, detection, collection, recycling, is logged into our blockchain power platform, and it's creating a transparent and verifiable cleanup record. Companies funding the interventions can see exactly what was collected, where and how it was processed. They have certified data for their compliance and sustainability reports. So isn't just the cleanup, it's a full accountability system.
Thank you for clarifying that. When we talk about deep tech solutions for environmental challenges, what are the unique capabilities that AI brings to ocean conservation that weren't maybe possible before?
Good questions. AI gives us the ability to detect, predict, and act at scale and at speeds that was simply not possible before. Ocean conservation has always struggled with visibility. What's happening offshore is often invisible, untackled, and unreported. And with AI, we can process massive volumes of satellite and sensor data, identify patterns, and even forecast how and where the plastic waste will move. That opens the door to far more effective, targeted, and cost-effective interventions. And when you combine that with blockchain-based traceability, you are creating an auditable record of impact. It brings you a whole new level of credibility and trust to environmental reporting. It's helping funders, regulators, and communities to see what's actually being achieved.
About the blue economy concept, how does AI fit into this broader framework of sustainable ocean-based economic development?
Blue economy, it's all about using ocean resources sustainably while creating economic opportunities for the coastal and the sea ecosystem. AI fits beautifully into this because it enables smart decisions. Whether you are managing fisheries, monitoring coastal erosion, or tackling pollution, data is power. And across Europe and globally, we are seeing massive momentum around ocean digital twin initiatives, virtual models of marine systems powered by real data and AI. These twins allows us to simulate scenarios, monitor ecosystem changes, and plan interventions with far greater precision. Whether you are managing fisheries or shipping lanes or pollution risks, AI becomes the brain behind this sustainable ocean economy.
From a business perspective, what's driving the investment and innovation in AI-powered environmental solutions? Is this purely altruistic, or are there compelling business cases?
It's both. What's driving investment and innovation in AI-powered environmental solutions is a combination of rising environmental urgency, advancing technology, and shifting market expectations. We are entering the phase where sustainability is no longer optional. It's a strategic and financial imperative. From climate risk disclosures to carbon accounting, there's a growing demand for data-driven, verifiable impact. Investors are looking for companies that can quantify their environmental performance. Regulators are tightening the rules, and consumers, especially younger generations, are demanding action, not just greenwashing. In our case, at Recycllux, we are here to support companies that are under growing pressure to demonstrate real environmental action, not just pledges, but measurable, traceable outcomes. With the regulations like extended producer responsibility, EPR, because you'll hear this acronym from me, EPR, and the new sustainability reporting frameworks coming into force, the companies need credible data to prove their impact. That's where we come in. By offering traceable, verifiable plastic offsetting services, we are giving the companies a way to meet regulatory obligations and sustainability targets, while of course supporting the sea and ocean cleanup. And let's not forget the consumer side. People do want to buy from brands that act responsibly. So yes, there's a strong purpose behind what to do, but there's also a clear business case and path to profit. And that's what makes this space so exciting.
Amazing, Sorina. Thank you so much for explaining this so well and into detail. I was particularly interested in the acronym myself. Let's focus on our B2B marketing audience. I know many marketers are listening to us. Sustainability and ESG commitments are increasingly central to marketing strategies and brand positioning. Sorina, what should marketing professionals understand about the role of AI in delivering authentic environmental impact?
First, AI is not just a tool for automation, it's a tool for accountability. For marketing professionals, the real power of AI in sustainability is the ability to generate the verifiable real-time data. So we are not just telling a story, we are backing it up with evidence. Whether it's emission reductions or demonstrating sustainability performance, the AI can help companies move from vague claims to measurable outcomes. That shift from promise to proof is what builds the trust of today's audience.
There's a lot of greenwashing concerns in the market. How can marketing professionals working for large companies, large corporations with sustainability initiatives ensure they are communicating genuine AI-powered environmental solutions rather than just buzzwords?
Yeah, the key is transparency here. Greenwashing happens where there's a gap between what a company says and what they can prove. If you are working with an AI power solution, make sure that you understand the data behind it. So how it's generated, what it tracks, and how this can be verified. In our case, every cleanup intervention is logged on the blockchain from start to end. So when we say 6 tons collected and 4 tons recycled, those are verifiable facts. And as a marketer, your job is to ask the tough questions internally and also externally. Can we prove this? Can we really show the impact, not just describe it? That's how you avoid these buzzwords and you can build credibility.
What specific metrics or outcomes should marketing teams be highlighting when they are promoting AI-driven sustainability initiatives? What resonates with B2B buyers who care about impact?
Of course, it depends on the company. B2B buyers want to see metrics that tie environmental performance to operational or regulatory value. For example, in our work, key metrics include plastic waste diverted from marine ecosystems, verified offset volumes, percentage of material successfully recycled, and cost per ton of intervention. If you are supporting sustainability efforts, you need to highlight how AI improved the compliance with frameworks like EPR or CSRD. Numbers mattered, but not more than integrity. So don't just measure the effort, measure the outcomes.
Yeah, I like the part about integrity. That's always important. So, Sorina, how should marketing professionals approach storytelling around complex deep tech solutions like marine plastic cleanup? How do you make highly technical solutions accessible and compelling to business audiences? What do you see?
That's a very good question. Storytelling for deep tech solution like ours, it's about simplifying the science. It's about clarifying the value. Marketing professionals, they need to anchor the narrative in real world problem the audience really cares about. and then show how the technology bridges this gap. So we need to translate, to visualize it, but honestly, that's still a work in progress for us too. We were recently named one of the Change 100 sustainability startups to watch worldwide, which of course it's really a huge honor, but it's also a reminder of the responsibility we carry to communicate our impact clearly. And as a part of this recognition, we were introduced to a global community of skilled volunteers willing to dedicate 1 day per week to help us grow. Just this Wednesday, 2 days ago, we had a 3-hour workshop focused entirely on this topic, how we effectively promote what we do and translating the tech into relatable and engaging narrative. And we are also fortunate to have an incredible marketing and communication strategist, join our team through this program, through We Make Change. And together we are now building this communication strategy that will make our message not only clear, but more actionable and resonant for all these people that we aim to engage. So we are still working on it.
About partnership opportunities, you know my background, so for me, partnerships are important. Should marketing teams be looking to collaborate with environmental tech companies like Recycllux? And if so, what makes a successful partnership?
Absolutely. They need to collaborate. So partnerships with environmental tech companies like us can be a very powerful way to amplify both the impact and the credibility. So today it's no longer enough for the companies to say that we care. They need to show it. So this means that being transparent about the partnership they build, the actions they are supporting, but also how the impact is measured and why it truly matters. So the real value lies for the brand, for the audience, and ultimately for the planet here.
From a content marketing perspective, what educational content should B2B professional marketers, and not only, should be created around AI and sustainability to position their companies as top leaders in this space?
I believe that leadership in this space isn't about having all the answers. It's about showing the journey, sharing the data, and creating value through insights. For marketers, that starts, of course, with education, content that explains, so don't just promote. For example, how AI is actually being used to solve these environmental challenges, whatever those can be. Also, they need to go beyond surface level claims and use case studies, maybe short videos, behind the scene insights, real outcomes, and even lesson learns, because authenticity builds trust. And audiences, especially in B2B, are looking for transparency and not perfection.
Now let's address the leaders listening. Beyond marketing and brand positioning, what strategic considerations should executives have when it comes to AI-powered sustainability initiatives?
First, the executives need to see the AI solutions not just like a project or a PR tool. It needs to be core to their long-term business resilience. It's a strategic enabler, one that enhances the compliance, the operational efficiency, and even brand credibility, as I mentioned before. The key consideration is using the tools as a key competitive advantage.
Many leaders are balancing shareholders' returns with environmental responsibility. How do you make the business case for investing in AI-driven environmental solutions like marine pollution cleanup?
Now, the business case is stronger than ever. First, regulation is getting stricter. The companies are required to be accountable for the plastic waste they generate, just like they do for carbon emissions. Second, investors are asking tougher questions. ESG is not just a reporting trend, it's an investment filter. And third, the consumer shift is real. People want to buy from brands that act, And solutions like Recycllux help companies turn environmental responsibility into measurable return on investment, whether that's supply chain transparency or verified plastic offsets and are aligned with EPR obligations. Purpose and profits, and as I said, are no longer mutually exclusive.
Thank you, Sorina. What are the risks of not addressing environmental challenges through technology? How should leaders think about environmental risks and business risks?
Environmental risk is a business risk. So whatever it's about fines for regulatory non-compliance or reputational damage, these risks are material. They've already impacting the balance sheets. Without technology, you are flying blind. So you cannot reduce what you cannot see, and you can't prove what you can't measure. So ignoring the tech-enabled sustainability today is like ignoring cybersecurity 10 years ago. It's not a matter that it will hurt you. It's a matter of when it will hurt you.
From an innovation strategy perspective, should companies be developing internal AI sustainability capabilities, maybe partnering with specialized firms or taking a different approach entirely?
There's not a one-size-fits-all approach. However, I personally strongly believe in ecosystems, in partnerships. Most companies don't need to buy to build everything in-house. They need to partner smart and move fast. Innovation today, it's all about collaboration, not reinvention. Leaders shouldn't focus on recreating the technology from scratch, but rather on how to embed the external innovation to their internal processes. When you work with specialized firms that already have domain expertise and scalable tech, you accelerate results. It's faster, it's more cost effective, and ultimately it's, of course, more impactful.
How do you evaluate and measure the return of investment of AI-powered environmental initiatives? What metrics matter the most for demonstrating both business and environmental value?
From the ROI perspective, there are two sides, performance and proof. On the business side, we look at factors like compliance achieved, fines for non-compliance avoided, consumer trust gained, and even new revenue streams unlocked through these verified environmental claims. These are tangible outcomes that directly support a company's bottom line. On the environmental side, it's all about measuring impact, like tons of waste diverted or emission reduced. At Recycllux, we make sure that every intervention is backed by real evidence, so our customers are not just ticking boxes, they are reporting with confidence and supported with traceable, verifiable data.
What role should leaders play in driving industry-wide collaboration on environmental challenges? Can individual companies solve problems like marine pollution alone, or does this require collective action?
No, a single company cannot solve the marine plastic pollution alone. It's too complex and too systemic. But leaders can and must drive the collaboration. That means that engaging with startups, with regulators, with NGOs, and even competitors, this is how environmental innovation can thrive in ecosystems, not in silos.
Looking at regulatory trends and investor expectations, how should leaders prepare their organizations for increased scrutiny and requirements around all the environmental impact?
Leaders first, they need to stop seeing regulation as a threat, and they need to treat it as a roadmap. So from EPR and CSRD in Europe to evolving global treaties, the direction is clear: traceability and accountability, and of course science-based reporting. To prepare the organization, they need to invest in solutions that deliver reliable and auditable data for their compliance reporting.
Let's get practical. For organizations wanting to integrate AI-powered sustainability solutions, what are the most effective strategy you've seen for getting started?
Start smart, but start small. The most effective organizations begin with a focused use case, something measurable, relevant to their sustainability goals, and directly tied to operational or regulatory needs. And lastly, partner with specialists. Trying to build everything in house can delay progress. Specialized firms like ours already have the tools in place, you just need to use them.
Can you share a specific success story of how a company has successfully implemented AI technology to address environmental challenges? What made the difference in their approach?
Yes, a great example is our collaboration with our first pilot customer, Tekir, a Romanian cosmetics brand based in Tekirdağ, right on the Black Sea coast. Their decision to partner us went far beyond offsetting. It was about aligning their environmental goals with meaningful local impact. So from the start, Tekir didn't want just to fund the cleanup. They wanted to shape it, and their commitment to measurable change in their own region made the difference. So being located in Constanța County, directly on the Black Sea coast, they are helping restore the very ecosystems their brand is rooting in. Together, we are defining what environmental accountability looks like for their business. We are co-designing sustainability KPIs, calculating localized impact, and building a reporting framework that's not just standardized, it's fully personalized for them, linking action to their geography and their purpose. We are also collaborating on how this impact is visualized and how it will be communicated, because they want to turn this verified data into a powerful brand asset. And it goes far beyond the traditional CSR. It's for them a strategic integration of sustainability into their operation and into their brand identity. And this kind of involvement, where a company becomes a co-creator, so not just a supporter, is what drives this long-term value. It's true leadership.
What are the key criteria organizations should use when evaluating AI-powered environmental solutions or potential partners in this space?
With the risk of repeating myself, the most important criteria are traceability and credibility of the results. Can the solution show a transparent chain of actions and outcomes from detection to intervention to verify impact? Are the metrics reported reliable enough to support compliance reporting? It's not enough to say we cleaned up the plastic. You need to prove how much, where, when, and what happened to it next. If the data isn't verifiable, it cannot be trusted.
What about implementation challenges? What are the most common obstacles companies face when trying to deploy deep tech environmental solutions, and how can they be overcome?
One of the biggest challenges is internal alignment. Many companies have ambitious sustainability goals, but their data, their operations, and even their ESG teams, they work in silos. Another obstacle is expectation management. The companies expect immediate results, but without laying the groundwork. AI isn't magic. It needs good data, clearly defined objectives, and the right governance in place. And the best way to overcome the challenges is start small with a focus pilot and bring the right people to the table early, because success comes from building trust internally and also externally.
Looking ahead, what emerging AI technologies or applications show the most promise for addressing environmental challenges beyond what we're seeing today?
AI-powered forecasting is a huge opportunity. We are already exploring how to combine satellite data with sea current and wind models to predict where plastic accumulations will drift. We are also very excited about multimodal models that combine visual, geospatial, and environmental data to create more holistic and environmental insights.
How can organizations ensure their environmental AI initiatives create long-lasting impact rather than just short-term improvements?
Lasting impact comes from embedding environmental AI initiatives into the business model, not treating them as side initiatives. This means linking the outcomes to core KPIs, aligning the long-term compliance or sustainability targets with the operational targets, and investing in solutions that provide ongoing visibility and traceability.
Let's wrap up with some rapid fire questions to give our listeners quick, actionable insights. Most promising AI application for ocean conservation.
AI-powered platforms that enable the full cycle from detection to intervention and impact reporting. When you can identify pollution in real time, coordinate response, and verify the results with trusted data, you make ocean conservation actionable.
Biggest misconception about environmental tech.
That's either too complicated or not scalable. In reality, the right tech partners make it plug and play and designed for scale.
Most important metric for measuring environmental AI success.
Depends on the specific scope, but always the impact KPIs need to be verified with traceable and auditable data.
Best way for companies to start their sustainability AI journey.
Partner with a specialist who already has the tech and the data in place.
Most underrated aspect of the blue economy.
Its potential to create jobs and income for the coastal communities.
One thing every leader should know about marine plastic pollution.
It's not just an environmental issue, it's a business risk. Fines, lost revenue, and reputation damage.
If you could give one single piece of advice to marketing professionals promoting environmental AI solutions, what would that be?
Tell the story of the impact. Emotion builds momentum.
And for executives considering the investment in environmental AI,
invest in solutions that don't just promise change, but they can prove it at scale.
Excellent. Thank you. Sorina, this has been an incredibly inspiring conversation. I'm very, very happy to have you on the show. The work you've done with Recycllux and your advocacy for the blue economy shows how AI can be a powerful force for environmental good. Where can our listeners learn more about Recycllux and follow your work in ocean science innovation?
Thank you so much, Adriana. For everyone who wants to learn more about Recycllux, you can visit our website at recycllux.com. We are currently working on launching an improved version soon, and you can also follow us on LinkedIn, where we regularly share updates. And of course, feel free to connect me directly.
Any final thoughts or calls for action to our audience who maybe want to be part of the solution to marine plastic pollution and environmental challenges?
Yes. As a final thought, solving marine plastic pollution is not just the job of governments and NGOs. Businesses have a powerful role to play. We now have the tools to act with transparency, traceability, and real scale. So my advice is partner wisely and always aim for measurable impact. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Sorina. Your insights on how AI and deep tech can address one of the planet's biggest and most pressing challenges have been truly, truly enlightening. To our listeners, remember that AI isn't just about efficiency and productivity. It's also about solving the world's biggest problems. The organizations that recognize this and act on it won't just be more successful, they'll be part of creating a more sustainable future for us and our future generations. Don't forget to subscribe to AI Everywhere Leaders podcast for more insights on real-world AI applications and leadership strategies. If you found this episode valuable, please share it with your network and leave us a review. Until next time, keep exploring the possibilities of AI